For millennia, the concept of the four elements, earth, water, air, and fire, held sway. These elements were not just physical substances, but were seen as fundamental principles that explained the nature of the universe. Ancient philosophers, from the Greeks to the Chinese, believed these elements constituted the building blocks of all matter. They were the essence of everything that existed, from the smallest grain of sand to the vast expanse of the heavens. They observed the qualities of each element: earth, cold and dry; water, cold and moist; air, hot and moist; and fire, hot and dry. These observations were based on the sensory experiences and the natural phenomena they could witness in their daily lives. These qualities were thought to determine the behavior and interactions of all matter. For instance, the solidity and stability of earth, the fluidity and adaptability of water, the lightness and expansiveness of air, and the transformative and energetic nature of fire. The elements combined and separated, creating the diversity of the world around us. This interplay was believed to be responsible for the birth, growth, and decay of all things, from the life cycles of plants and animals to the changing seasons and weather patterns. While this ancient view laid the groundwork for scientific inquiry, it lacked the precision and explanatory power of modern physics. Today we understand that matter is composed of atoms and molecules, governed by complex forces and interactions. Yet the ancient concept of the four elements remains a fascinating glimpse into how early humans sought to make sense of the world around them, blending observation, philosophy, and a touch of mysticism. The 20th century revolutionized our understanding of the universe with the advent of quantum mechanics. This profoundly different framework describes the behavior of matter and energy at the atomic and subatomic levels. Quantum mechanics reveals a world where particles can exist in multiple states simultaneously, defying our everyday intuitions. It provides a new lens through which we can reinterpret the ancient concept of the four elements. Rather than discrete, unchanging entities, the elements can be understood as manifestations of underlying quantum phenomena. Quantum mechanics links the concepts of hot and cold to the energy levels of particles. At the atomic level, temperature relates to the average kinetic energy of particles within a system. Higher temperatures correspond to higher average kinetic energy, meaning particles move faster and collide more frequently. Conversely, lower temperatures mean lower average kinetic energy and slower particle movement. This fundamental principle underpins our understanding of heat transfer and thermal equilibrium. The qualities of moist and dry can be related to quantum entanglement and particle interactions. Entanglement, a bizarre quantum phenomenon, links the fates of particles even across vast distances. This interconnectedness can be seen as a form of wetness, where the properties of one particle are inextricably tied to another. Conversely, dryness corresponds to a lack of interaction or entanglement between particles. This analogy highlights how quantum mechanics offers a fresh perspective on seemingly disparate concepts. Section 5. String theory, vibrating strings of energy. String theory pushes the boundaries of our understanding even further. This theoretical framework posits that the universe's fundamental building blocks are not point-like particles, but tiny, vibrating strings of energy. Each string vibrates at a unique frequency, and these vibrations determine the properties of the particles they manifest as. String theory attempts to unify quantum mechanics with Einstein's theory of general relativity, offering a potential framework for a theory of everything. Section 6. Earth and water low-frequency vibrations. In this section, we delve into the fascinating world of low-frequency vibrations and their association with the fundamental elements of earth and water. In the context of string theory, we can associate the elements of earth and water with low-frequency string vibrations. String theory, a theoretical framework in which the point-like particles of particle physics are replaced by one-dimensional objects called strings, provides a unique perspective on the nature of these elements. Earth, characterized by stability and solidity, could correspond to strings vibrating at lower frequencies. These low-frequency vibrations are akin to the deep resonant hum of a bass note, providing a foundation upon which more complex structures can be built. These vibrations would represent a lower energy state, resulting in particles with greater mass and stronger interactions, akin to the dense, compact nature of Earth. The solidity and permanence of Earth are mirrored in the stability of these low-frequency vibrations, which form the bedrock of the material world. Water, with its fluidity and adaptability, might correspond to slightly higher frequencies, still within the lower end of the spectrum. These frequencies, while higher than those associated with Earth, still maintain a sense of calm and continuity, much like the gentle flow of a river or the steady rhythm of ocean waves. These vibrations would represent a less dense and more fluid state of matter. The adaptability and fluidity of water are reflected in these slightly higher frequencies, which allow for more dynamic interactions and transformations. In essence, the low-frequency vibrations associated with Earth and water provide a fundamental understanding of the stability and fluidity inherent in the natural world. Section 7. Air and Fire High-Frequency Vibrations. In this section, we delve into the fascinating world of high-frequency vibrations and their association with the elements of air and fire. These elements, known for their dynamic and energetic nature, provide a perfect analogy for understanding the behavior of high-frequency vibrations. Air and fire, with their dynamic and energetic qualities, can be associated with higher frequency string vibrations. The constant motion of air and the intense energy of fire mirror the rapid oscillations of high-frequency vibrations, creating a vivid picture of their characteristics. Air, constantly in motion, could correspond to strings vibrating at frequencies higher than those associated with Earth and water. The ever-changing patterns of wind and the swirling of smoke illustrate the fluidity and adaptability of high-frequency vibrations, which are less constrained by density and more free to move and change. These vibrations would represent a less dense state of matter, allowing for greater freedom of movement. In this state, particles can move more freely, creating a sense of lightness and fluidity. This is akin to how air and fire behave, constantly shifting and transforming. Fire, the most energetic of the elements, might correspond to the highest frequencies. The intense heat and light produced by fire are a direct result of these high-frequency vibrations, which generate immense energy and power. These intense vibrations would manifest as heat and light, reflecting the transformative power of fire. The rising heat waves and bright light pulses are visual representations of the energy released by high-frequency vibrations, showcasing their ability to transform and energize their surroundings. This transformative power is a key characteristic of high-frequency vibrations, making them a fascinating subject of study. Interplay of forces and elements. In Kabbalistic mysticism, the Hebrew letter Aleph, A, symbolizes the primordial breath that gave birth to creation. This mirrors how, in quantum mechanics and string theory, particles and strings are governed by the four fundamental forces: gravity, electromagnetism, the weak force, and the strong force. Both systems focus on understanding the invisible forces that shape the universe. In Kabbalah, there are also references to the four classical elements: air, earth, fire, and water, which parallel the scientific idea that all matter is composed of different combinations of forces and particles. Similarly, in quantum mechanics, particles interact through these forces to create the observable physical world. This ancient mysticism thus aligns with modern physics in viewing reality as structured by interactions between fundamental elements or forces. 1. Letters as forces of creation. Kabbalistic mysticism holds that the Hebrew letters are not just linguistic symbols but creative forces. For example, the letter Aleph is considered the source of unity and infinite potential, embodying the energy from which all other letters and, by extension, all creation arise. Each letter, when combined with others, as in your example of words like Alp, Aleph, or Pele, brings about new forms of creation, similar to how particles combine to form atoms and molecules in the physical world. This concept resonates with string theory, where the different vibrational patterns of strings produce various particles. Just as in Kabbalah, where the combinations of letters, forces, form words and realities, in string theory, the interactions of vibrating strings form the various particles that compose the universe. 1. The hidden mathematics. Both quantum mechanics and Kabbalah suggest that reality operates according to hidden mathematical structures. In quantum theory, these structures are described through wave functions, probabilities, and matrix mathematics, whereas in Kabbalistic teachings, these structures are symbolized by the interactions of Hebrew letters and their numerical values, gematria. The numerical value of Aleph, 1, combined with Lamed, 30, and Pei, 80, totals 111, symbolizing unity within multiplicity. This reflects how, in modern physics, complex phenomena emerge from simple, fundamental equations. This parallels the concept of quantum superposition, where particles can exist in multiple states simultaneously and their combinations yield observable phenomena. Likewise, the combinations of letters, like Aleph with other letters to form words, in Kabbalah generate deep metaphysical truths that shape the fabric of reality. 1. Quantum jump and creation. In quantum mechanics, particles can undergo quantum leaps, where they move between energy states without passing through intermediate ones. This concept echoes the Kabbalistic idea of creation occurring through sudden leaps in the flow of divine energy represented by the Sephirot, the 10 emanations in the Kabbalistic tree of life. Your mention of Kabbalistic letter combinations bringing about different levels of reality suggests a parallel with the way quantum particles transition between energy states. Each word composed of these letters embodies a specific vibrational state or level of creation, analogous to how particles in quantum mechanics exhibit different states depending on their energy levels. 1. Alchemy and mystical transformation. Alchemy, like both Kabbalah and modern physics, is concerned with transformation. Alchemists sought to transmute base metals into gold, but their deeper goal was the spiritual transformation of the self. In Kabbalah, the combination of letters in sacred texts is seen as a form of spiritual alchemy, transforming raw divine potential into manifested reality. In quantum mechanics, the idea of transformation is also key. Particles transform into different states through interactions, and the collapse of the wave function, when observed, is a form of transformation from potential into reality. Alchemy's quest for transformation parallels how string theory and quantum mechanics reveal the hidden transformations at the root of physical reality. Conclusion. The relationship between quantum mechanics, string theory, and ancient mysticism like Kabbalah reflects a shared desire to understand the fundamental building blocks of reality. While Kabbalah uses letters, words, and divine forces to describe creation, modern physics uses particles, forces, and mathematical equations. Both frameworks, whether mystical or scientific, seek to unravel the hidden structure of the universe, demonstrating that ancient spiritual insights and modern scientific discoveries can often be seen as complementary ways of understanding existence. ChatGPT can make mistakes. See Section 8, Unifying Forces from Micro to Macro. Both quantum mechanics and string theory emphasize the interplay of forces in shaping the universe. At the quantum level, the electromagnetic, weak, and strong forces govern particle interactions. String theory seeks to unify these forces with gravity, suggesting that all forces are manifestations of a single underlying framework. This unification has profound implications for our understanding of the universe, from the smallest particles to the largest cosmic structures. Section 9. A modern alchemy reshaping our understanding. By reinterpreting the four elements through the lens of modern physics, we engage in a form of modern alchemy. We are not transforming lead into gold, but rather transforming outdated concepts into a deeper understanding of the universe. This process highlights the interconnectedness of seemingly disparate areas of knowledge. It reveals the power of scientific inquiry to reshape our understanding of the world. Section 10, Conclusion, a universe interwoven. While the ancient concept of the four elements has been superseded by scientific advancements, it offers a valuable metaphor for understanding the universe's interconnectedness. Quantum mechanics and string theory provide a modern framework for reinterpreting these ancient ideas, revealing a universe woven from intricate interactions of energy and matter. From the vibrations of subatomic particles to the dance of celestial objects, we find a universe united by fundamental laws and principles. The interplay of letters and words in the Hebrew language can be understood as a profound reflection of forces similar to those found in physics, particularly in quantum mechanics and string theory. This idea connects linguistic formation with fundamental forces of nature and mathematical principles. By focusing on the combination of letters to form words, we can observe how there becomes a generator of meaning, much like particles and forces interact to form the building blocks of reality. In Kabbalistic tradition, the letter holds a unique place as a symbol of unity and potentiality. It is the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet and represents the primordial breath or force from which all creation flows. As you indicated, the letter serves as the starting point for a chain of words, each revealing different aspects of reality, energy, and existence. Let's explore how the letter interacts with other letters to form meaningful words, revealing layers of mystical and existential meaning. 1. Together symbolizes not only the beginning but also the, reflecting how energy is formed, transformed, and communicated. 2. From, we derive the word meaning wonder or miracle. This shift emphasizes the miraculous nature of existence and the marvel of creation. The combination of and reveals a deeper understanding of how divine power manifests as awe-inspiring events or moments of revelation. 3. Another word formed from is meaning champion or leader. This suggests that from the unity and infinite potential of comes mastery, authority, and the realization of greatness. It shows the progression of raw energy into mastery through learning, discipline, and leadership. 4. The next word can be linked to the idea of subtlety or enigma. It hints at hidden forces and the unseen mechanics behind the physical world, as in quantum mechanics, where particles operate in realms beyond direct observation. This word suggests that the forces shaping reality often remain beyond the limits of ordinary perception. 5. Finally, the word means darkness or obscurity. This reflects the balance between light and dark, creation and void, which is a fundamental concept in both mysticism and physics. Just as quantum states can exist in superposition between different possibilities, so too does signify the potential for mystery and unknowing within creation. The process of forming words from these fundamental letters can be seen as analogous to the in quantum mechanics and string theory. Just as particles combine under the influence of forces to create matter, letters combine under the influence of hidden spiritual principles to create meaning and reality. In classical philosophy, the earth, air, fire, water were believed to be the building blocks of the physical world. In modern physics, we have 4: gravity, electromagnetism, the strong force, and the weak force, which govern the behavior of particles. In your model, where words such as represent different energies or forces in the world, we can draw a parallel to the way interact. The letters combine to create layers of meaning and existence, much like strings in string theory vibrate at different frequencies to form the variety of particles and forces in the universe. As you mentioned, there is a behind these combinations of letters. Each word formed through the interplay of letters, like with others, could be seen as representing a between different cosmic forces. For instance, the idea of parallels the concept of where particles can exist in multiple states simultaneously, and their combinations produce new states of reality. Similarly, combinations of Hebrew letters in mystical texts are understood to generate profound metaphysical truths. In Kabbalah, the interaction between can be mapped onto thee, which are the 10 emanations of divine energy in the Kabbalistic tree of life. Your mention of 9 different levels connecting through letters reflects the movement of divine energy through different realms of reality, converging into unity through speech or thought. Each word is thus a combination of forces, letters merging to create a unified expression. This is akin to how in physics multiple states of energy combine to produce a singular, observable reality. The idea that the letter serves as the root from which a chain of words emerges illustrates how language, like reality itself, unfolds through there. The words are not merely linguistic constructs, they are reflections of deeper cosmic principles, embodying different aspects of creation, mystery, and existence. Just as quantum mechanics and string theory describe the interactions of particles and forces to create the universe, the combination of Hebrew letters describes the interplay of divine energies that form the fabric of reality itself.